What is going on, guys? Who is here? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. And in tonight's live stream, we're going to talk about crypto, as always, macroeconomics, inflation. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff, guys. There's a lot of stuff going on. Is this a bull market for altcoins? Or is this the usual sell in May, go away, where everybody just gets stung? Would like to remain somewhere in the middle and remain neutral to what's going on. So, yeah, if that sounds like something you want to hang about with me with, like you want to discuss your questions, altcoins. Yeah, this is the altcoin show, man. That's what I call it. And greetings to all of you, to Clint, and of course to Haas as well, to my brother Madman there as well. Hope you're well. Good to have you back too, bro. Hello, humans. Hope you're doing well, bro. Yeah, big shout out to you as well, brother. Thanks for turning up. And we do have an interesting one tonight because the market is at a level where we need to kind of pay attention. Okay. First of all, Joe in the building as well. Man, listen, massive congratulations to you on tier, bro. And yeah, big up. And yeah, I'm so happy for you, man. I actually posted tier or tie, as they call it, luckily as a buy alert, but you've already done 5, 6, 7x on it, bro. Many congratulations. Plenty more of those will come. And of course, we will be here to cover whatever happens, regardless of the macro. I think we're gearing up towards a massive run for the end of the year. Why do I say that? I posted something yesterday in the Discord, which was we're starting to see the macroeconomic situation really melt down. Good for risk assets. But the tariffs inadvertently have actually increased the inflation, right? So we're in a balancing act at the moment. But if we put everything to a side, including this current pump, we need to be prepared for what's to come, and whether that's latter part of this year or Q1 next year, who really knows? But there will be completely a melt up in the markets. There will be like incredible gains for us. And yeah, really looking forward to that, guys. Sorry if I'm lagging. Big up to you, bro. And big up to Mr. Mahindra all the way from South Africa. My brother, much love to you, Bafana, as always. But yeah, definitely smash the like, people, because we are here 24/7, 365. So let's take a different angle onto the situation. Okay. Always like to gather different opinions. And before I get into this video, I'd like to answer this. Cycle Top, the answer, the short answer is nobody actually knows. And I do believe, with regards to the Fed anyway, there has been rumors of Fed cuts, and the odds have been increasing slightly, right? But there's obviously a character in the White House, and of course, big personality, pretty much does what he wants. And that's where we need to kind of get our, just to make sure that he's doing what he's supposed to do, because at the end of the day, one Trump announcement and the sentiment changes drastically, right? It changes absolutely drastically. And it's funny because it's all surrounding the tariffs. If you really boil it down, because I've been doing a lot of macro research, we're getting all of the indicators that we should have for the Fed to pivot. But the one thing we don't have is the anomaly, as I call it, is these tariffs. So there was according to some stats or some odds, if we call it, there was an increase of a 5% for a potential pivot, right? And plenty of news to actually cover. Let me just get my bearings right. Maybe I'll start with this one. So look, when I say things are literally breaking down, and this is, for example, container volumes, right? Sorry, absolutely lagging here. So basically, scheduled container volumes are plummeting at the port of Los Angeles. And this is a pattern that you're going to start seeing. There has been heavy importing by US companies in anticipation of these tariffs. And what's really happening right now, I mean, if we got the NFP tomorrow, that's going to be an interesting thing. Of course, Trump is always topical when it comes to the news. And there's this situation now with Iran as well, just in the backdrop. And there are also, within that, of course, crypto is it's a funny game. And there's token unlocks as well, including meme coins, right? So you've got a situation where Bitcoin's actually running up quite nicely. And in addition to that, there's all these things happening right now in the background. And one of the fastest corrections ever is what some people are calling, this particular correction that we've had. And you can see within the last kind of few months, I mean, certainly in the last 2-3 weeks, things have absolutely drastically turned for both crypto and the stock market to a large extent. Now, you've asked, obviously, you did ask about the ability to cut. The odds of interest rate cuts next week's Fed meeting have fallen below 5%, which means it's very unlikely, in my opinion. I don't think nobody knows, but do they pivot during the summer, right? Or do they pivot in September? I have actually posted as much as 4 rate cuts potentially this year. So for those of you who don't actually know what's going on next week, we've actually got the countdown for the big meeting. Now, like I said, the main anomaly there is the tariffs. Now, I did report this today. Probability of recession remains at 60% overall. So you have to, at some point, you'd have to imagine that end of QT will come. And of course, the Fed will pivot. It's just when. So that's the $1 million question. Nobody absolutely knows. And of course, we had tons of earnings. Microsoft earnings came, very, very positive today. And you might have seen AI absolutely pumping to unbelievable levels, right? So AI agents have been running today, and some AI projects have been absolutely running wild. One of the reasons for that is due to the NVIDIA news about Trump. So basically, cabinet members are now coming out, and so this is some news that you really, really do need to hear, because, like I said, if the economy is broken, if there's the threat of recession, the only card that we don't hold is the tariff card. And the Chinese state-run media said late Wednesday that the Trump administration has quietly reached out to Beijing to kick off tariff talks. Now, his public stance is that these are not going to happen. And I can tell you now, out of nowhere, and suddenly, they will announce some kind of a deal. The current state of these tariffs are unsustainable. America is not ready to become a manufacturing powerhouse overnight. It is a service economy, right? So that's why I'm asking people not to get caught out on the kind of, you've got to look at your bags really with a 6 to 9 months outlook. And again, as Mahindra suggested there, the cycle top and also the Fed cuts. These are we're all being set up, guys. Honestly, the more I sit here reading about macro dynamics and how this whole thing works, it's just that we get short-term bearish. You've got to be long-term bullish. And the mindset is completely different. Because if you're watching a bunch of traders, day traders, which what a lot of people, a lot of people who have knowledge on the charts will tell you the chart's here, the chart's going to be there. No, you just need to smartly accumulate like we've been doing. I mean, look at Beam today, look at Aerodrome, look at the Sui ecosystem, look at the, look at Lofi, look at all of these projects. 2 weeks ago, you couldn't get anyone to listen to you to actually buy these things at $5-6 million market caps. Today, they're sitting at $30-40 million market caps. Now, is the opportunity gone? No. If you believe that a particular project can go to $1 billion or $500 million or whatever, you just have to cut the noise. And it's actually a blessing when you sit back and you say to yourself, look, no one gets rich overnight. Don't believe all these meme coin millionaires or these people that talk about, these bags actually just over a duration of time, liquidity comes back into the market and these will naturally pump. But that's what I'm saying. So out of my, 3 kind of pillars for us to have a good alt season, now, obviously not taking any technicalities into consideration like Bitcoin dominance, which is quite stagnant at the current level, and probably the reason why alts are kind of having a relief, because Bitcoin dominance is actually wedged and hasn't had the momentum to go beyond where it is. I've always said 71% would be the ceiling, but it's got to flip the current resistance into support first. So they are going to strike a deal, guys. No matter what anyone tells you, if you look behind the scenes, you could see quietly there are negotiations going. And if he's the anomaly, if he's the one factor that is right now the key economic driver, well, have a look at his son. His son's out here in Dubai. And, yesterday I talked about Well Liberty Financial and what it is that they're doing. That's Eric Trump right there, man. These guys are going to pump their own bags. And along the way, they're probably going to take us to the moon. Now, yesterday I spoke about something which was, not a lot of people talk about this, but it was regarding how all of this is happening right now and Well Liberty Financial is being looked into, but the SEC laws have changed, right? It's totally crypto friendly. So if you don't think we're going to go and get crazy liquidity into these markets, everyone's looking at the M2 now. I think it's just a waiting game. How long can you wait? And how long is that within your personal life? Because we all have demands of cashing out at a particular point. But when you have a look at the macro bullish things that are going on in the background, I genuinely believe we will see a crazy, crazy bonanza, probably towards the, start in October, like crazy fireworks. Of course, crypto can pump between now, I don't know, pump, selling may go away, could be a completely different situation this time around. But May's never been that bad for Bitcoin in a bull year. It's just in a bear market, it's literally, that's where the real problem is. So, there's plenty of macro news surrounding these guys. Obviously, Elon Musk bids farewell, sort of. Trump cabinet claims Doge saved 160 billion. Now, of course, Elon Musk and all of these guys, they're all in it together, man. So we're just going to have to ride the wave. We're just going to have to be patient. And of course, we will have opportunities like this in the market. Yesterday, I talked about Peaky Blinders entering the blockchain. Early information is scarce. Crypto gaming is a space where we need to look at. Of course, this one has been printing for us, whether it's CETAs, whether it's bloody Bluefin, whether it's Lofi, whether it's Scallop. You know, farm these ecosystems. Base is very much undervalued, and that's where some attention needs to go as well. But overall, guys, from what I'm seeing, I mean, Solana also, you know, now you've got a complete madness on the, you know, you've got Let's Bonk, you've got Radium's launching their shitcoin labs, you've got Pump.Fun, you know, Solana ETF on the horizon. Crypto long-term is incredibly bullish. Short-term is probably not the best way to treat this. So what do I expect in terms of price action? Same thing that I said today's video. Pretty much we come up, sweep liquidity, but I did post an update in the Discord about Bitcoin now grabbing all the liquidity to the, you know, to the upside, and perhaps maybe 91,000 or below could be a potential point where we go back to. And then, of course, a lot of you are looking at ETH. Now, ETH is a funny asset. You know, I'm actually long on ETH, and I do believe ETH is going to have a massive pump. And one of the key indicators is that there's just a lot of liquidity to the upside for ETH. So how long they keep it down is anyone's guess. And then from a project's point of view, of course, there's many different projects here. Some of these projects are gone. Like for me now, Sui at 12 billion is long gone. You know, it's not buyable for anyone. But I do believe Kaspa is undervalued. To an extent, I think 3 billion Bitensor Tau. For me, that's like a generational coin anyway. These top three, I would buy, at different points, especially bear market. You know, that's a bear market hit list. You know, that's once you can tell your grandchildren about, you know, I bought that coin and I did that with it. Rest of the market, I mean, you know, 7 days, we've done 21% with Aerodrome, which was absolutely insane. That thing was like, you know, high 30s. So overall, guys, things are looking good. You know, it's been a very long time since we saw green bubbles. You know, on the hourly, you may get few bits and pieces there, but look at this. Virtual Protocol has absolutely ballooned, and on the back of that, Trump news. And for those of you who don't actually know what that Trump news is, I'll just share this with you. So if you're wondering why AI agents are pumping, why AI cryptos are doing well, US ways easing NVIDIA chip curves, or the UAE. However, there is also negotiations between NVIDIA and, of course, the Trump administration regarding other regions. So that's why all AI agents and all of those are really pumping. So yeah, welcome, guys. Sorry, that was a bit of a long introduction, but I just wanted to give you guys a breakdown on what's happening right now. Let me come to you guys. Yeah, big up yourself, bro. Thank you so much for that. Quai Network. I was actually looking at Quai Network today, just doing some research on it. So Quai Network was something I spoke about for a long time before it actually launched. And considering the lack of attention right now, the price pulling back. So this is a DeFi capable, which has a proof of work project that has a native stablecoin in addition to that. So this was meant to be one of these competitors, you know, I wouldn't say Kaspa, Ethereum, but it's a proof of work cryptocurrency. Now, I think the project is very good. And I think this dip here is absolutely fantastic. Why? Because there's no attention on it. It hasn't pumped like the others. It did have it has inflation. The price action was expected, but the founder is quite active. And it is one of those charts where people should be taking an interest because it's just way, way down, really. Another one in similar situation is Peak. There's several videos out there where they compare Peak to early Solana. Not quite the case, but it could be, Peak could be home for deep-in projects, right? Deep in layer one. So I do believe, Quai Network is an excellent project, and it will take some time to cook, basically. But when you see these charts bottom out like this is when you should be kind of interested, to be honest. Trading volume here is over $2 million, but it's just, $29 million market cap, layer one. And they have had some hype. I mean, you had the launch, right? So you had the launch coming out. So look at these prices right now. You're getting in at a very, very low valuation right now. In terms of market cap, in terms of the volume, is not bad. They could do with more exchanges, of course. As always, they've got limited exchanges, but you do expect that. So I do think it's a good project. I do think. Let's check their updates recently. Quai Network. I saw they had an AMA the other day. I didn't really listen to it. So socials wise, look, 318K and followed by some decent projects. They did have an AMA. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, maybe if you're holding it, if you're thinking about it, just go over to their X page and check their AMA. You might learn something there or see what they're up to. It's always good to follow any projects that you're interested in anyway. Yeah, I think it's a decent layer one, in my opinion. So plenty of information on there. I like to see that updates, consistent updates, spaces. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Steve, what's going on, bro? Hope you're well. Pratik, hope you're well, brother. Can you check out Perp and NKN? Yeah, sure, man. Let's have a look at these coins. Perp. Yeah, chart looks absolutely awful. Again, it's been around since the last cycle. You can see here, January 2021. Chart looks absolutely gone. Circulating supply volume. It has a TVL. Okay, what's the trading volume? Trading volume is not bad at all. And of course, I think I remember this one. Binance listed. 6 million on Binance, 4 million on HGX, and about 900K. BitGet does about 1 million of volume here. So volume's not bad at all. Chart looks shit, right? It's obviously an older coin. And it looks like one of those initial Binance pump and dumps. Perp Labs, pioneering the future of finance with cutting-edge technology. Okay. Leading innovator of DeFi, dedicated, blah, 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 blah. Teams there. I know. I don't have any kind of sexy vibes that would make me buy something like this, apart from the fact that obviously, if you know something that I can't visually see, but with a chart like this, market cap's not bad at all. These charts can actually pump. So, for example, if you look at the comparison to the last one it's a fresh launch, so it has mindshare, right? So Quai Network has, obviously, it's a mindshare, it's a new project, but this stuff is ancient. Having said that, yeah, I wouldn't personally buy this at all. Good tokenomics, though. Not too bad. Not the worst tokenomics I've seen. And what's the other one that you've got? No, NKN. Let's have a look at this one as well. Sorry, guys. I might be lagging a bit, but circulating supply volume. Very good volume. Again, another Binance coin, I suppose. Market. Yeah, you see, it's... So whenever you see those kind of volumes, even though, to be honest, 5 million of that, nearly 6 million of that volume is coming from Binance. So what they're playing at are these, that chart again, it's another older. This is NKN, man. I remember that. This is ancient. Did very well last cycle, but again, I wouldn't buy anything like this, for the simple fact that it's just not got the mind share. You may see the Binance listing there and think, yeah, okay, yeah, volumes are actually very good. Peer-to-peer network protocol ecosystem and a novel blockchain. Yeah, this is ancient stuff. Yeah, so you may be, I can see your psychology here. You may be hunting for projects listed on Binance, but you've got to remember that you'd rather buy a project that has all the fundamentals and it's not, on Binance. Maybe has the potential to be on something like a Binance, where something like this, they're just kind of effing around with it. Yeah, smash the like, guys. Bro said, I miss Carlo on live streams. Yeah, man, Carlo's doing his thing, hopefully he'll be back with us soon. Steve from Yorkshire, big up Yorkshire, man. Bro said there's no deals yet. Treasury said that there's comprehensive deals between China and US could happen in 2 to 3 years time. Well, if they can hang on, I doubt it. Personally speaking, I think they are always sending us the wrong signals, right? Because obviously, you never know. You could be, it could be true, but I just doubt it. The level of situation we're looking at right now is not sustainable by any means of any stretch of the imagination. Marwan, how are you, brother? Great content as always. Make a video about Alt. Yeah, let's have a look at Alt. Alt is a good project. Yeah, this one, big up to Crypto G. Crypto G is an absolute authority on Alt and has done excellent videos on this. There was some announcement regarding their tokenomics, which are totally misunderstood. But I do believe fundamentally, look, if you look at the price action here, it's been at these lows 4 or 5 cents. But once the news filters through and we get a proper AI deep in run as well, I think this one will do very well. $20 million market cap. And you see some of these smaller coins at the moment, it's just a trading volume, but get a couple of more exchanges on there, which I'm sure they probably will. It will do very well. Yo, Pete, hope you're well. Sanj in the building, man. First of all, man, I'm so sorry Villa couldn't beat PSG because the semi-finals of the Champions League could have been Arsenal versus Aston Villa, bro. That would have been nice. Greetings from Brighton. And of course, Echelon Prime Long is looking awesome. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much, bro. Yeah, I did post Echelon Prime the other day. Totally, like under $3. It criminally undervalued. It's one of these coins where, of course, people think that there's VCs in it, or it's kind of like a big market cap, but It's really, really incredible. And of course, bought a chunk of Cedarify when gaming madness begins. Yo, that's my guy right there, man. Big up to you, Sanj. Cedarify, let's have a look. So people actually have forgotten about launch pads, right? So as we get, I mean, that's a man right there that's thinking absolutely on the money. And thank you for that comment, bro, because that helps the community diversify and understand certain things. So if you look at Cedarify, right, it doesn't do a lot until we hit those launchpad seasons, right? Another one we were talking about in the Discord today was, or yesterday, I can't remember, was Suipad, for example. But this is now fully diluted at $69 million. Are you kidding me? $3 million, nearly $4 million in terms of trading volume. You don't really have to do anything. So bull run there. We've had that initial gaming run or launch season. But look where it is right now. You could pick this up lower than you could back in July or summer of 2021. Are you kidding me? And then everyone, when the season comes, this is going to hit $2, $3, $4, $5, whatever it does, completely irrational because of the number of projects or quality of projects that they launch. So, launch pads are not the sexiest of all, coins to hold because you need to have patience and the market's got to be good. But getting in at the time when my brother's loading on is absolutely the smartest thing to do, man. So yeah, in an irrational phase where they're pumping out projects, this should absolutely send. Great choice. Again, it's up 12% today, but that doesn't really mean anything when it comes to a project like this. Yeah, Rusty. Yeah, I have looked into Walrus. It is very interesting. Sui have just tweeted the other day as well about Walrus. And it is a fundamentally, obviously, the biggest, deepen project on the Sui network. We looked at it on launch. We looked into it on the dip, and of course, it's a very good project. Very, very good project. The market cap is big right now, but it should grow with Sui. Like, people don't understand. Sui is a $100 billion project and possibly even bigger ecosystem. So, yeah, it should be good. I haven't looked into Talk. No, I haven't looked into Talk. And Talk, in terms of ticker, there's Cryptalk, and of course, there's one called just Talk or Tolkien. Let me know which one it is, and I'll have a look at it. Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys, bro. We've been on a hell of a journey together. Honestly, it's these past couple of weeks, I was saying to Muzz in the in the Discord that I'm finally using my degree because crypto is full of numpties, man. You got to research, man. You got to research and read, of course. And it's not easy, man. This you could age in this space. It's not really the easiest thing to choose as a professional full-time job. And if you're going to do it, you need to put in the hours. So in my case, I'm doing this crypto thing like 15 hours a day or whatever. If I'm not with my daughter, I'm researching or just checking stuff. So yeah, man. Thank you so much, man. That's a lovely comment there, Steve. Appreciate that, bro. No, don't apologize, bro. Don't apologize. Give me the ticker or which one it is, and I will check your coin. Talk. Maybe it may well be on Dex. But yeah, guys, in terms of my my own vision, like I've said to you guys many times before, I think we've done well with the Sui ecosystem. Now we need to, because we know our plays, we need to move on to base. Base is going to be where a lot of action is going to take place. Because if you look at the address growth on base, it's way below where it needs to be, just under just under 900,000 active addresses or daily active addresses. So I think that has a lot more room to move to the upside. So he has 1.6 million, and of course Solana leads the way with daily active addresses, and we know why. Brilliant, lads. So anyway, we've done half an hour. Okay, let me just switch it up a little bit, because I'm really interested to see how you guys think of the macro picture. So at least you can plan for the long term, not focusing on these pumps or dumps during the summer or whatever happens. A scenario could be where we bottom sometime maybe in September, then we get a pivot, and then boom, things just go nuts for the remainder of the year, maybe early into Q1. But let's have a look at the tariffs globally. Sorry, guys. Yeah, we want to see this from a global perspective. And this is why I think when everything else melts down, a deal on tariffs or some news from Trump is going to send these markets wild. I repeat, guys, we cannot plan for what this man has up his sleeve. Because again, at the end of the day, it comes down to him, right? So what he's saying here, for anyone who doesn't understand, is basically all this shit that's happening right now belongs to the last administration. So I'm sitting here wondering what a Trump economy is going to look like, right? What, like, imagine, he's in crypto, he's got a meme coin, the SEC is, crypto friendly. There's a bunch of regulations. We're waiting for the stablecoin regulations. And then you've got a president who's basically cutting all his losses, saying all of this is because of the past administration. And from here, this is going to be my economy. So you've got a degen that's basically saying the market's going to be mine from here. And we're sitting here like missing out buying opportunities of a lifetime because we're just thinking about the day-to-day or this meme coin or this shit coin or whatever. No, it's going to get irrational. Now, how long it takes, how long's a piece of string? No one's got a crystal ball to determine when that happens. But do you not find the irony here? Look, we're getting all of the, we're getting recession talk, we're getting, inflation talk, where the labor market's about to soften. All of the things that we need for money to be injected into the system. Now, okay, granted, if you say tariffs will push out inflation, right? You've got a degen here saying that the past administration have done this, and from here, I'm going to have a record stock market. Check this out with me, man. Maybe I'm reading it wrong, but I think a lot of people are just looking at, if you had the opportunity for financial freedom in a short period of time, like 6 months, 8 months, to hell, 12 months, it doesn't matter. But whatever you're doing right now is going to come back to you tenfold, hundredfold, because there's a degen in the White House. Like, people don't understand. All of these check boxes have been ticked. What's the remaining thing that that could send these markets? And I just find it interesting that people miss, people are engaged with the day-to-day activity on the chart, but they don't really zoom out to see where the money's going to come from. Smash a like. Yo, all I'm saying to you is, right, I wanted to get to the bit where he talks about the economy, which is quite hilarious. This guy talks a lot of smack. I'm not going to lie to you, man. But from a market's perspective, right, this man's going to send it. Pain equals a policy shift. So what if what if he pivots away from that? Right? That's my point. These markets will go nuts. And I know it's not as simple as that, right? It's not as simple as that because again, the threat of these tariffs are just so powerful on the economy. But people are overlooking at the impact on the everyday, worker, business owner. He may just say to hell with it. And I won't put, like for example, the 90-day suspension and what happened to the markets. So let's get a pivot and cancel the tariffs, right? So there you go, guys. There is the longer term outlook on for me anyway. When I see these things, I just feel like it's gonna be a wonderful time towards the end of the year, man. It's crazy to think, but I do feel like it's something that can change, at the drop of a hat. So yeah, it's an interesting time, but yeah, that's the angle I'm looking at. What's up, Ram? Hope you're well, brother. Well, what is I'm in your Discord for the past 1 year. What is VIP? Can you explain? Yeah, everyone said VIP. To be honest, there's just a couple of things. I have a whale tier where I just have calls and stuff like that, and majority of the people are on the basic VIP, and that's where you get everything. There is also a portfolio review. I don't really like them, to be honest. There's a lot of them to get through. So yeah, I think the basic VIP tier at $9 is more than enough, bro, if I'm being honest with you. Yo, what's going on, brother? What's up with your neighborhood? Tectum Maxi checking in. The team has been busy. Yeah. Crypto Polo Cup. Yo, that is very nice for Tectum. Now, Tectum's at $1, right? I believe $1.30 or Tectum has absolutely, it's been brutal on $1.35. Look, if the team is shipping, that's good. And if, of course, if they've been to, being at token 2049 and they've got some new announcements, I guess, a lot of these smaller market caps right now, the volume is where the picture is drawn from. But I did like Tectum first time round. The run was incredible, and this time round, I think they've fallen below where they were. If you look at this, early prices here, like it's incredible. So right now, it's the lowest you could actually buy Tectum for a very long time. So I hope they ship. I hope they, obviously, soft node was meant to be used by a Middle Eastern country. That was a very good announcement. But as of late, of course, adoption, market trend, there's a lot of things to go through there. Can you have a look at SLF and analog? Just check something, bro. Yeah, let me have a look at these. Why does this? Self-chain. Yeah, we've looked at this before, I think. We actually looked at this at the last live stream as well. This is a layer 1 with a decent trading volume, to be honest. I think it's relatively new, right? Binance listed. Yeah, I did check this one. I did like it, of course, but I haven't actually bought into it because I haven't completed the research on it. Seamless Web3 access with, is it layer 1? No. Self-chain, what is this? Built for modular infrastructure. AI agents. Yeah, okay. Look, it's a layer 1. It's a layer 1. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, layer 1. Listen, layer 1s are always welcome because you can obviously build, dApps applications on top of them. And as far as like small layer 1s are concerned, this is what, $20 million market cap and listed on Binance with a decent volume. There is inflation there because if you look, only 97 million out of the 336 are circulating. So you're going to have to do some research on the vesting. But yeah, it's a cheap layer 1. It's on an excellent exchange, and it does have a, very, very good listing. My brother Patriot, hope you're well, bro. Hope you're well, bro. It's a real one right there, man. was really hoping to take my wife on an epic vacation this summer, but I guess we'll have to wait for Christmas, New Year. Yeah, bro, I agree with you, man. Honestly, I was gonna, I might actually even myself, stay put here through this horrible. It's been like over 50 this week. It's been super hot here, man. But I know exactly what you mean. But I could cancel my holiday, I guess, back to the UK just to stay in the markets. Really, it's ideally I thought we would have cashed out by now, but of course, Liberation Day and inauguration, top sell signal was in December. Should have just all emptied the bags, really. But hopefully this time it pays off. Tariffs are not inflationary, and they were tariffs. What was that? Sorry. Why are the tariffs countries so mad? It's because they will have to pay extra cost. Yeah, absolutely. They are inflationary because you're paying more, basically. But yeah, I don't think any of you heard the video, right? Yeah, I can't hear the video. Sorry, bro. Top RWA plays. I think, Ondo's it's been amazing. And I do like actually prop chain. Because it's on Aptos and base. So sorry, prop base, not prop chain. It's on Aptos. I think Aptos with their stablecoin regulations and the fact that they're working with the likes of Circle, USDT. I think seeing Aptos token 2049, their main entire focus was based around DeFi, the Petra wallet, integrating that into a credit card or their own credit card, and of course getting a bunch of stablecoin regulations. So in terms of RWA, the Aptos L1 is not really crowded, and that would be a flagship project because, of course, there's less of those projects. And I'm sure they'll probably get more RWA projects on their chain, but that looks really, really good. I think Bricken's nice. There's a few others as well, Swiss Cheese, a few others there as well. So, yeah. Yeah, Pinlink and Talk. I'm not familiar with Talk, but Pinlink, of course, you and I have actually bought that quite early as well. And we did do a buy alert in the group. Fetched Not and QT in May at least. Don't you think so? Yeah, I think it ending QT is too soon. Hey, princess. Come here. My daughter's here. Anyway, guys, I think that's 53 minutes. And here's my beautiful daughter here sleepwalking. Anyway, I got to put her back to sleep, guys. Love you all. And I've got another DJ in the house. So anyway, we'll do another live stream tomorrow. But from all of us here at the DXB family, wishing all of you a wonderful night. It's been gate crashed by my beautiful little princess. Yallah, let's go. Good night, guys. God bless you all. Take care.